are the two ingredients that I need. Okay, my condensed milk and my chocolate chunks. Okay, my chocolate bar cut into chunks. So let's go and make it. If you notice that my condensed milk is a little bit thickened, that's because I kept it in freezer. I had just opened it for a previous job, so I don't want it to go bad. So I kept it in the freezer. That's why I still like it. So don't worry, you can see that it is starting to loosen up. Okay. So by the time I start cooking, it's going to. So before we get right into making our chocolate fudge, I would like to quickly use this moment to advertise my ebook, The Cake Fillings Manual, where I teach you how to make 6 amazing cake filling recipes. So to get the book, I'm going to put the link to get the book in the description button. All right. So let's get started into making our filling. Now let's make the real thing, chocolate fudge. Chocolate fudge is like a younger assembly to chocolate ganache. For chocolate ganache, you need your whipped cream, heavy whipped cream, and your chocolate chunks. Okay. So for our chocolate fudge, you'll be needing condensed milk and our chocolate chunks. Okay. So there are basically 3 types of chocolates. There are other flavored chocolate, but I'm talking about basic chocolate bars in the market are the major ones. We have the white chocolate bar. We have the and the dark chocolate. Okay, so the dark chocolate is very bitter. Whenever you're trying to make with it, it's going to leave bitter aftertaste. Okay, we know that num chocolates tend to have bitter aftertaste, but if you're using dark chocolate, they're always extremely bitter. Unlike the compound chocolate is sweet and like having like bitter aftertaste, but dark chocolate, they are just bitter. Okay, so for your sweet work, we are making dessert, so we want to use compound chocolate. So what I'm doing is to melt down my condensed milk first. Remember that I said that it's frozen. So if your condensed milk is in normal temperature, you don't need to, you just have to bring it to heat up, then you add your chocolate. You don't have to boil it. But in my own case, because my chocolate is frozen, so I have to first of all try to like bring it to like the warm, melt it down, and then once you notice that it's your condensed milk is now hot, then you add in your chocolate and just melt your chocolate inside, and that was all. Once you melt it, you will see the consistency already dripping, like all right, and you're ready to go. But if, for instance, in case your chocolate is, the consistency of your filling is very very light, you may just add extra chocolate to it, just taking the ball. I've not had any issue with that so far, as long as you follow this recipe, except you're getting a different kind of chocolate. Maybe because I've been sticking to colata, and colata, my recipe worked just fine. So maybe you are using another brand of chocolate, you may experience a little bit of lightness, okay, or thickness. If it's too light, okay, you can just add the chocolate bar to it or chocolate chunks to it to thicken it up. And if it is too thick, you may lighten it up with some more condensed milk. But already, once you're making it like this, it's going to thicken up after it cools down. So I don't really think it's necessary. But after it cooled down, we know that it is just still very watery, thicken it with extra melted chocolate. Okay, but as you cook like this, it will firm up a little bit once it's cooled down. One thing you should know that you don't have to let your condensed milk boil. Okay, once you just heat up, it's enough. So, and then you pour your chocolate inside. The moment you are done melting, turn off your gas immediately. You don't want to cook your chocolate. That's why in some, especially when you're making chocolate ganache, they'll tell you to use a double boiler. You don't really need direct contact with your chocolate with the heat. But if you follow my own step, just let your condensed milk get hot, add the chocolate inside, melt it down, and you're good to go. Now, can you see the consistency that I have? All right, so our chocolate fudge is ready to use. This is one very lovely, tasty filling that your customer are going to enjoy. It pairs very well with chocolate cake. Once you're done melting, the next thing you want to do is to transfer inside an airtight container or in a piping bag like I'm doing here, because I'll be using mine in no moment. But please, before you use on your cake, ensure that it has come to room temperature so that it does not melt your cake, especially if you are making a whipped cream or a buttercream cake or whatever frosting you want to use. You want to make sure that your filling has come to room temperature so it does not melt down. Also, smudge your cake while trying to decorate it. That's the end of the chocolate fudge filling class.